Hi, good afternoon, Mangaluru. I'll be taking you through a small AI journey, and I'll be talking about how it gonna benefit Indian economy and as a startup, all of you, how it gonna affect. So I was not aware, what I should talk. What should be the topic? So I asked this question to my AI assistant, Copilot, that what Mangalore startups want to hear and what people in Mangalore want to hear. So I got some 20 odd answers. From that, I have selected few and that I'm gonna present. So the picture which you can see in the screen, so that's AI generated. So I'm a Konkan, but I never visited Mangalore, so I wasn't aware, how Mangalore will look like. So I asked this question. So this is what my AI assistant generated for me. So I can very well say that many of you might have used AI, Gen AI in your work, or for some reason, for fun or for work, you might have used. From the research organization's report, I can see that, and you all might have known that Gen AI came to us somewhere after pandemic, and it took very little time to spread among us. When we compare this with mobile phone or tablet, it took years to reach something like 75 million users. So in case of Gen AI, it took something like less than a year to reach. So similarly, I think you are not able to see the second chart. This talk about the compute power. So back in 2010, the total compute power used by AI, all these supercomputers in IASCs and all these universities and research organization and private public, IBM Blue, Gene, and all that organization, it was somewhere around 1 petaflop. So which is equivalent to something like 1 billion personnel, each with somewhere around 1 million calculator. And if you do the calculation, how much the power is required, compute power is required, that is equivalent to 1 petaflop. So that was the capacity used by the AI back in 2010, somewhere around that time. So currently, how much it is used? Any guess? I think no. So currently, somewhere around 10 billion petaflop. That is the capacity, it's used by many organizations, and ChatGPT itself is using somewhere around 3.5 million or something like that. It's, the number is crazy number. So also, there are two pictures from the similar event. One happened back in 2005 and the another in recently, before pandemic or somewhere during the pandemic. So so can you tell me the difference? Exactly. So compared to 1.5 decade back, now the mobile phone usage are more, which means that everybody is generating data. So the data overflows, and somewhere this need to be stored. Somebody is processing this data and generating something else, etc. So let's park that there. And there is one more question which we were trying to address. In our organization, we were trying to find out how this AI is affecting us. So we have asked two developers to write a JavaScript using AI and without using AI. So with taking the help of AI and without taking the help of AI. Can you tell me, I believe, you might have, some of you might have programming background. So how much time it takes for writing a JavaScript without AI? I think it's there in the screen. So the developer took somewhere around 2 hours 41 minutes to create that or write that code. At the same time, the person with AI assistant did that in 1 hour 11 minutes. You can understand how, it reduced the time by 60% or more than 50%. So that's a productivity gain from the AI assistant. So and I can say that there are many study and some of the studies says that 70% of developers are using AI. Somebody says that 92 and somebody says 80. So in either case, it's the number is very high. Okay, let's park that as well. What all mean? Data is increasing and algorithm like GPT and GPT 3.5, 4 and GPT 4 Turbo is ruling the world now, and the compute capacity is increasing and the productivity is increasing. So what that mean to all of us? It means it was earlier creative, cognitive and mechanical, which means that so it was creative, cognitive and mechanical, which also means that earlier building a robots were much easier than doing some creative task. However, right now it's reverse. Now it's easy to train the ALM to talk like me, or create a picture or talk like our Prime Minister Modi. It's easy. If you are able to train the LLM, and then we can generate whatever we want. At the same time, building a robot is still difficult task. So or doing mechanical things are more difficult. Let me come to the point. How it gonna affect it? All this data gonna affect us. So I can see that from various study that Indian economy will get benefited. So the recent study from EY say that Indian economy gonna go help by 1.2 trillion by 2030, which means that somewhere around 5.9 to 7.2% of GDP will be from Gen AI services, which also means that the startup need to adapt this. And similarly, there are various pointers which also says that 80% of enterprises will use Gen AI. That's Gartner says that. And similarly, PwC say that PwC India recent survey say that 50% of enterprises already on it, and we are adding somewhere around 100 startups every day. And from Mahesh, I heard that the number is much more now, and it's reached some 170,000. That's a number I heard. Last 1 year, so we heard about Gen AI. Gen AI was there, with us like 3-4 years. However, we heard about Gen AI after release of Open CI Gen AI version, ChatGPT. So what happened after ChatGPT? So everybody were rushing for Gen AI capability. So Microsoft, Google, Amazon, all were investing millions of dollars or billions of dollars into Gen AI, and they all developed their own LLMs. And in India also there are a lot of startup came up with LLMs, and some of them are getting integrated with Microsoft. Can you move to the next slide? So I have 3 simple tips for all of you here who own startup, who are currently studying, and who owns enterprises. So the first is learn, unlearn, and build. So whatever you have learned earlier, probably you need to unlearn and learn new things. That's what you can see from the previous chart. In 1 year, there were so many changes in the ecosystem. So from cloud to security to zero trust, it directly jumped into AI technologies. Now AI technologies are ruling everywhere. And second is unlock productivity. So wherever, whatever you do, you need to integrate your work with AI, and you need to utilize these AI technologies. And third is wherever you work, you need to build your own capability, especially for startups. You need to build your own chatbots. You need to use this existing LLMs and train your stuff, so that it could be used in your whatever, mobile app or websites or e-commerce, whatever you do, you could get benefit out of it. It's my last slide. So what is the 3 key message for startups? So my key messages are: one is AI is the most exciting market, and it will rule the world next in next few years. So if you are not adapting it, you may be out of the game. Second is AI is very real. It's not a hype. So I don't need to explain this to you. So we are using AI, many of us using AI, and many of the organizations are using AI, and many of the organizations are training resources. Recently Microsoft announced that they will be training 1 million students in India. And third is you need to be unstoppable, which means that you need to think creatively, and you need to develop product with the creativity. Can you go to the next slide? Yep, it's my last slide. So I have a QR code. So if someone want to connect with me, you can scan, and we can have offline chat whenever required. Thank you.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to My Startup TV.